Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Getting ready to put together my OverEZ large chicken coop. I figure I'd give you a quick review up to this point, what I think about their coop. Now, a couple caveats. We're at the tail end of the pandemic. Everybody and their mom is raising chickens. It's very difficult, and the lead time in like Carolina coops is about 7 months. I get it, they're the most popular coops on the market, and deservedly so. A lot of the places up in PA, 5-6 weeks lead time, and this March 21st is when I'm recording this. So with that understanding, I did a lot of research with the OverEZ coops, a lot of great reviews, and understood that I was getting a pre-built coop that was put together, painted, and then taken apart, put into a crate, and shipped several hundred miles to me in Central Virginia. One great thing about it, I ordered it on a Saturday. XPO Freight called me on Wednesday, and they had an appointment either that Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, or Friday. And the shipping policy with OverEZ and then whatever freight company they use is if the if the truck cannot back into your driveway, the driver is only responsible for basically dropping it right there. So I have a long driveway, well, 45-foot driveway, 16-foot wide. I can put I back in my 35-foot RV into it all the time, no problem. But regardless, the driver called me. He said he's like 30 minutes out, just like he said, left work, zipped home real quick. Met the driver. He wasn't comfortable backing into the driveway. The grass was wet. We've had monsoon rains like most everybody else this spring. I get it. And he said, well, where would you like this? I said, well, you know, ideally, I would love to have it in the garage because it was raining sideways the other day when he pulled up. And again, he's not obligated to do anything other than drop it. I signed the bill of lading, you know, and he's off to his next delivery. But can't remember the guy's name, but a shout out to him and XPO. He put it on a pallet jack, and this came on, and I'll show photos. I took some still photos. This came on a very large pallet, probably again twice the size of a normal pallet, he pulled on the pallet jack, I pushed from behind, and we got it into the garage. So he certainly didn't have to do that, but I certainly appreciate that. As far as the crating of the coop itself, everything was nice and compact. I've never uncrated anything before, so I really can't say, oh, this was great or it was bad. All I can tell you is the pallet was damaged at some point during shipment. One of the corners came loose, and the pallet, or the wood frame, actually separated from the pallet. There was a lot of play, and in turn, one of the corners down here on the legs is kind of chipped a little bit, you know. But that happens. Okay, no big deal. As you can see, I put it up on some 4x4s, some pressure treated 4x4s, just to get it a little further off the ground. As far as what I've seen with the coop so far, let's start with the painting. It was put together and then it was painted, and it was painted with a spray gun, and I get it. These things are mass produced, and you know, they're a 2-day turnaround. So you have to go into it understanding that Michelangelo, what did he do? Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci, who was the famous painter? And with the understanding that a famous painter, Picasso was not going to paint this coop. However, they hit it with the spray gun. Underneath here, there's a lot of bare spots, and so I hit it with some kilns, with some primer, just to seal it up a little bit. But for the most part, the paint job's pretty good. There are a couple places where they missed some screws in the hardware. I think that is that's in the man door. They missed one. There's 3, 5, there's 10, there's 3 on the, yeah, so they missed one. The man door, I think because that one was missed, the man door isn't quite hung correctly, so you're gonna have to give it a little push. Let's see, on the seawall, which is your wall that has the egg boxes, there's a gap between the wall as the wall comes down and where it meets the top of the egg box. Probably a 1/4 inch all the way across. Maybe it has to be that way so there's clearance for the lid from the A box, or from the egg box to come up. Super thin particle board, plywood. Nah, it's particle board. But again, price of lumber is 4 and 5, sometimes 6 times what it normally was a little over a year ago, with everybody staying at home and building chicken coops and pole barns and putting in attics or whatever the heck people are doing. So supply and demand, and so Lowe's, Home Depot, your big box stores, you know, they have to pass the savings on to you, because I'm sure the lumber yards and the foresters have raised their price as well. So there are a few 2x4s in the construction, not many. I don't know if that's a 1.5 by 2 or something. But you know, again, if they used thicker particle board, or they went to a thicker plywood, or they went to true 2x4s, you know, the price goes up. So it's $16.99 even, and freight's included. So you have to understand that they're a business, they're here to make money, and you know, obviously they may have a deal with the shippers or whatever, but they're going to have to, you know, eat the price of the shipping. The price of the shipping is baked into their coop. So overall, I guess if I had to give it a score 1 to 10, probably looking at like a 7.5. I'm anxious to see, once I get it together, how well it fits. We got it leveled out. Like I said, I put the pressure treated 4x4s just to get it off the ground a little bit. I did get the auto door, was it outdoorpetdoors.com or something like that. It was $300, or $299 or $300 add-on from Easy Coop, and then you go to the actual website of the parent company, and it's $300. So you know, Easy Coop didn't buy it for $125 and then charge me $75 or anything like that. So anyway, they pretty much charged me what they paid for it for the most part. The screws are pre-started. It looks like there's a couple that actually, the holes are actually countersunk, but most of them aren't. So again, you get what you pay for. I am, like I said, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. You know, I knew I wasn't going to get some, you know, Carolina Coop, you know, in miniature here. So it certainly had, it's pretty much met my expectations. You know, if I wanted to get a, you know, a custom-made coop, like Carolina, when I called them in late February, early March, they could fit me in, I think, late October. But again, fantastic that they're thriving, and they're doing so well, and in an economy that, you know, many people don't have jobs and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm gonna grab some lunch, and then I'll come back, and then I'm probably gonna do a time lapse. I did a time lapse video of me uncrating the damn thing last night, but about 2 minutes into the uncrating, the phone fell over, and I didn't even notice. So yeah, so much for that. So I'll do a time lapse of the assembly, and then I'll come back and let y'all know what I think once she is all together. All right, be back in a few.